Hello everyone, welcome back to Andertons TV. I'm Ben, and today I'm looking at these, which are the new Laureate series from Alvarez. I saw that these had come out and I was really looking forward to playing them because Alvarez are kind of stepping up their game. These are their new premium range of guitars, really. I'm going to tell you all about the range and then I'm going to start playing through all three of these models that I've got here, starting with this one, which is obviously their Dreadnought version. Now, there's some common construction methods across the whole range here, and I think it's worth looking a little bit about what they're trying to do. The Laureate series is really, like I say, it's the kind of the new top-end Alvarez guitars. They're bench grade, so that means that there's a lot of attention to detail. There's a lot more kind of hands-on action happening in the manufacturing process. And also the woods that they're using are all hand selected. So these are the best woods that they can find, you know, like the finest tone woods that Alvarez can get their hands on, which again allows them to do some more interesting stuff with the construction. They're all kind of more of a classic design, and as much as these guitars are very heavily influenced by guitars kind of dating from the late 1800s to like the kind of 1940s, I would say. The tops on all of them are AAA grade Sitka spruce, American Sitka spruce, and the back and sides on all of them are solid East Indian rosewood, which has got a fantastic grain, and they're all book matched on the back. I mean, it's really nice. The necks are all African mahogany, and the bridge and the fingerboard and the kind of fascia on the headstock is all African ebony, and that was where this kind of range started. They found some really nice ebony and they wanted to kind of start building guitars that matched the quality of all those woods. If you've followed many of the videos we've done on Alvarez stuff, you'd have heard us talk about the Alvarez bridge, and they've actually moved away from their traditional bi-level bridge for these guitars, and they've gone with a more classic design. But I think they went through 9 or 10 different kind of iterations of this design before they settled on this one. So you're getting a much kind of more classic look to the guitars. Again, because the woods that they're building these guitars out of, the tops particularly, super fine grade AAA Sitka spruce, so the tops are a little bit thinner, which allows them to be a little bit more responsive. Another thing that adds to that responsiveness is the bracing pattern that they're using. So they're using their forward shifted bracing pattern, but the braces themselves are scalloped and they're hand kind of sanded down, and the grain on them is picked so that even, you know, down to the braces, the grain is super straight. All of this adds to the responsiveness and the kind of the liveliness of the guitars and the volume and projection as well, because I've just played through all of these, kind of giving them a quick tune-up. They're remarkably loud. So that kind of dynamic range thing that we're always going on about on here, these have got in spades. You heard me kind of blunder my way through some bluegrass style licks at the beginning. I'm going to do some finger picking on this now. And while I'm doing that, we can listen to the pickup system, which they've all got as well, which is the LR Baggs Hi-Fi system, which isn't, and this is a good thing, an undersaddle piezo transducer. The Hi-Fi system has got 2 sensors underneath the bridge plate, so you pick up a lot more of the resonance of the top and the vibration of the top, which hopefully translates into a more kind of accurate representation of the acoustic sound. So now that I've said all that, this is the Dreadnought model, which is called the LD70E. This is the plain top version. It's also available in this finish here, which is the Daybreak kind of burst, which is very subtle but quite a nice, you know, a nice little burst finish, which is here on the OM model, but it's available in all of these 3 models. Open gear tuners, I should mention as well. Another nice touch, giving it that kind of classic vibe here. And yeah, the finish on these is lovely, and they've also gone for a thinner finish than they usually do, because it's got that much kind of attention to detail in it. The thinner finish will allow it to, you know, resonate more and do all that kind of good stuff. You heard me playing with a flat pick in the start. I'm going to do some finger picking now. And because this is a Dreadnought, and I like playing Dreadnoughts in drop tunings, I'm going to put it into drop D so we can really hear how that low end rings out. First of all, I'll do it without the pickup, and then I'll turn the pickup on and we can listen to it like that. But here it is. This is the Dreadnought from the new Alvarez Laureate series with some low down finger picking. See how it sounds. I'm going to turn the pickup up now, and then I'm going to talk about it some more, and my feelings on this. Okay, so. So there we go. My initial response to these guitars is that they are really, really pretty good indeed. I've got to say, they do have the thing that new kind of high-end guitars normally have, which is when you play them, and you've played a lot of them, you can kind of feel the potential. By which I mean, it already sounds great, and it's got lots of dynamic range, lots of low end, lots of top end. But I know from having played some high-end guitars for a few years myself, that the more you play it, it's going to open up even more, and you'll get even more responsiveness and even more kind of tone out of it, for want of a better word. I'm very impressed with this, especially at the price point. I've played some guitars that cost, you know, probably double this, that weren't as impressive first off. So that's, you know, that's great. Let's have a look at some of the other models. This has got the, as you'd expect, this has got the 25.5-inch scale length, which you'd think of on a 14-fret join here. Let's look at the OM, and we'll work our way down to this little Parlor next. So I'm just going to unplug here. So this is the mid-size model for the new Laureate series. This is the, I've just forgotten what it's called, the LF70E. And as I said, this is in the new Daybreak finish, which is this very subtle kind of burst around the edge. It's nice, actually. I like it. The woods on here are the same across the range. So it's this solid AAA Sitka spruce top, which the grain is absolutely beautiful, I have to say. I forgot to mention they've got blue abalone inlays on all of these, which is apparently the most unusual colour of abalone you can get, but it's all really nicely done. The finish on these is wonderful. The binding looks really good. This rosewood is nicely bookmatched again on the back. You can't fault the construction on these whatsoever. Let's see what it sounds like. This again is 25.5-inch scale length, mahogany neck, ebony fingerboard, all that stuff. The neck profile in here is kind of familiar if you've played Alvarez guitars before. Comfortable, slight kind of, maybe a slight V up at the top end here, and then rounding out as you get down towards the 12th fret, which is really lovely. I'm going to start with some kind of traditional folky style finger picking, as this is a folk guitar, according to their website, the OM model, and then we'll do some bluesy stuff, I think, and just see how it sounds. Here we go. Lovely. I mean, again, it's got the range, the kind of the dynamic range that you get on nice solid wood guitars. It's worth like looking inside these. You can see as well, and they do say, I watched a little video that's on the Alvarez website, and they suggest getting a little mirror to put inside. I haven't gone that far, but I have peered inside at the bracing, and the grain on here is just it's all really dead straight. I think they've changed the kerfing as well. They're using mahogany instead of maple for the kerfing on here, which I don't know if it makes a difference, but it looks nice from what I can see. And again, the thin tops, the thin finish, all of these little things add up to giving you kind of each incremental kind of improvement, I guess, or you know, advantage adds up to something which does give you a bit more of a kind of special playing experience. Let's have a look at some bluesy stuff, because a lot of guys like to use the OM for blues-esque things. So let's try that, shall we? Beautiful. I suppose I should put the pickup on. It's the same pickup system on all of these as well, but yeah, great fun to play as well. Let's hear this one. So, you're listening to the pickup now, all right? It's a nice pickup system. It works nicely. It's, to my ears, it's preferable to the kind of traditional under-saddle piezo system, which is, you know, what you want really. So I'm going to do some strumming now. I'll start without the pickup and then I'll turn it on so you can hear how that sounds strummed, because a lot of people are going to be using these live. So here it is. I'll give it some welly. All right, now with the pickup. Classic kind of OM folk size guitar. Like it's kind of doing what I would expect from a high-end guitar in this body size and shape with these woods. And I mean that as in a good way. Again, it feels like once it's been played for a year or two, like put some hours into it, the whole thing's going to open up. All of the specs, as ever, are down below. Don't forget to click like and subscribe and all that type of thing. But yeah, if you want any more details about these, they're all down below. So let's see what the Parlor sounds like, as that is, you know, that's my favourite. Last but not least, we have this, which is the Parlor size LP70E. Same woods, same specs across the board as the rest of them. It's all adding up to be a really nice guitar. The slight difference with this one as opposed to the others, it's a shorter scale length, which you would expect on a Parlor size guitar like this, but it's not quite as short as I was expecting. It's a 25-inch scale length on here, so it's only half an inch shorter than the Dreadnought and the OM size. Let's hear how it sounds, shall we? Parlors are my favourite, so let's see if it stacks up all right. I mean, it doesn't disappoint. It doesn't disappoint at all. I like a Parlor guitar. I think, you know, for me, they're comfortable to play. They have a nice kind of range of frequencies. You've got pronounced mid-range, which works really well. It's loud. Again, I've said that about the other two, but particularly on small body guitars, sometimes they do suffer from sounding a little kind of boxy and they lack a bit of low end. But this one doesn't. This one has got bags of volume. It's got projection, it's got dynamics. I'm really impressed. I'm going to do some more playing in a second, but I think it's worth just kind of reiterating that in my opinion, Alvarez have really done a good job here. I think these guitars, well, the price is down below. They are more expensive than the previous Alvarez guitar ranges, and rightly so, because the appointments and the materials they're made of, you know, that you would expect that. But as I've also said, I've played guitars that cost a lot more than this, that, you know, I think in a street fight, these would probably win. So just to prove that this guitar does have the low end, I've put it in DADGAD tuning. I'm going to do some kind of folky finger picking stuff. I use Parlors for this all the time, so it'll be interesting to see how this fares. This is it with the pickup turned on, and then I'm going to turn the pickup off, and we'll finish like that in true acoustic style. So. Pickup sounds good, so there we go. Alvarez Laureate series, I'm really impressed. Well worth checking out if you're looking for a guitar kind of around this price range. These all come with a nice gig bag. The Alvarez, I can't remember what it's called, the AP something 30, but it's one of those kind of, it's a gig bag with kind of hard shell elements to it as well. They all come with one. I've got one for my Alvarez guitar at home. It's a nice case. There we go. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Check down below for all of the specifications, all the links to these guitars on the website, and come and try one out if you're looking for a new acoustic guitar. I will see you soon. All right.